So an interesting fact came out today. Scientists have successfully revived the dire wolf. Like the actual species that went extinct. Like they managed to basically Jurassic Park the dire wolf. And dire wolves are now back.
Is there a reason they did this?
I don't know if there's necessarily a reason they did it. If you think about it, man, the audacity of like you kill your greatest predator and then you just like necromancer their ass. that's some pretty king shit to do.
Like that's definitely like power dynamic. That is very much a we got you.
Yeah, but it also means that it was faster for them to literally revive the dire wolf as a species than it was for George R.R. Martin to write the next book.
Damn. And for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
I don't think those two things are necessarily related.
They could be dire wolves in GTA 6. We don't know.
That's true. I would be down.
Yeah. So they brought back dire wolves. Then they tried to bring back like the woolly mammoth or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know if they've been able to pull that off yet.
And not also, fully, but I think they're like cross species with actual elephants and shit.
Yeah, they're like getting there. They haven't quite got to the fully mammoth yet.
It started already.
This is the part where I hit a button to decide which one I want to hit.
Okay. And we want the yellow for the applause because that was a good one.
I disagree.
You're definitely wrong for that one.
Hey, look at there.
So funny.
We have a special guest with us here today.
I'm not here.
We actually do have a special guest. The special guest is actually the reason why this episode is going on.
Yep.
Oh yay! I'm the reason this was put together.
In all your years to come.
Oh.
I want you to remember this.
This is pre-planned.
Never guess. Never wonder if I truly care about you, because if I didn't. This wouldn't be happening.
Hey, for real though, same.
Okay, Caleb.
Same.
Oh,
why is everybody getting up on me?
Welcome to the podcast, buddy.
Yeah.
Yay.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, listen, we are here to review the Minecraft movie tonight. As is tradition, are we... Is there anything to spoil in this movie?
Yeah, so I was thinking about it, and I mean, I don't know how much weight my words carry, but I was like, why have a spoiler-free section for this?
I'm just going to let you know. You cannot whisper into the microphone. Oh, I know. It's okay. All right, cool. Just to let you know.
That was the whole thing.
All right.
He games enough. I think he understands.
I think that we should just break our normal format for this. Because
we're already doing it anyway, so
there is nothing. Normally, folks, we would do the first half of this review would be spoiler free, and then the second half would be spoiler filled. But I'm not sure you want us to talk about the plot, the characters, the story, any of that shit, honestly, without any sort of context. So, unless anyone here is opposed, I think we will bypass that format tonight.
I am so down for that.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
It's time.
LFG, if you will. Not looking for group. Wrong genre. So Minecraft is the best-selling video game of all time. It is at a record over 350 million copies sold. If that doesn't mean anything to you. The number 2 is Grand Theft Auto 5 at 210 million. So it is a well over 100 million gap.
Before we go too far, proper introductions are in order.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
And homies, one and all, I am way more excited than I look. I am here to welcome you all back to a very special episode of the Superhero Homies podcast.
Let's go.
My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with the host with the most, the world's greatest co-host, even though he kind of made me watch this movie. I'm talking about none other than the homie Caleb.
And I got the merch on, of course.
Oh, which, by the way, I just ordered me one. It should be here soon.
Hell yeah.
I got the blue.
Right now, it's homies only, but I'm working on it for you guys.
Only homies?
It's only homies.
That's our next venture.
Yeah, so next venture.
No.
I proposed to Q tonight that, you guys have been hounding me about opening up the merch store, and I have been working on it. And I was like, I think we should just scrap that, and we should open up a Superhero Homies Minecraft server. And he said that he was considering shutting down the podcast. So, I've decided not to do that, and instead we're going to continue with the merch store. I promise I will get it done. Just like I tell my girlfriend, I don't need to be reminded every 6 months. I got it.
So merch is on the way, homies. And of course, also here tonight, we have with us none other than one of my oldest and closest, because too many people say nearest and dearest. Why not oldest and closest?
I'm cool with that.
I'm talking about none other than the D&D extraordinaire. This guy's a super fucking nerd. Talking about the homie Oz. Welcome back.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
And last, and we'll see if he's leased or not.
Yo, what do I do?
This is Superhero Homie First.
It is.
Oh my god.
For sure. This toddler to my right
I'm not even.
is actually Oz's son.
Yep.
That's me.
And because I didn't tell you guys the story before, but I saved Oz's life when we were younger, and he said, Q, thank you so much. Because you saved my life, if I ever have a son, he will be your squire. And I said, all right, man. And this is my squire, none other than James. James, smile and wave.
Hi. I signed the contract. I'm allowed to be here right now.
Yes.
Yeah, we worked it through the committee, and they're reviewing
I
everything.
definitely co-signed with you. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I left that up to you. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can actually legally enter a binding contract, so it really doesn't matter.
That's part of the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
And there's this interesting process about uploading videos to YouTube where you have to answer a series of questions every time you upload.
You do.
One of those questions is, are there any children in the video? And then the other question is this video suitable for children?
And the answers in order are yes and no. Do you think you get flagged if you answer in that combination?
I don't know. I've been thinking about that all day.
We gonna see.
We gonna see. But and again, homies, just for reference, this kid watches Deadpool with us. Like he watches everything that we watch. So
yeah,
he's right there with us.
Yeah. So when we're over here, like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
It's fine. My room is right down the hall from his, and I listen to him play video games. So
let's fucking go.
He said worse today, probably.
Maybe
it'll be all right. It depends on how the other people on Marvel Rivals have been doing. Yeah. So. Tying it all back.
With that being said, as the homie Caleb said, we're here to talk about the Minecraft movie. And because I'm just so enthusiastic about this, and because I know so much about it, this is the part where I mute the fuck up, and I'm going to let them take it from here.
I think before we get into the movie proper, we should probably go around the table and let everybody kind of talk about how much experience they have with Minecraft, just in general, because we have the gamut here. Like, we have everything from to like master level. So we have all the different experiences here. So if you never played any Minecraft at all, you might align on this movie more with like the person who has never played Minecraft at the table. And so on and so forth. So, Oz, do you want to kick that off?
Yeah, sure. So, my extensive knowledge of Minecraft only comes from my son and a little bit from Caleb, as they have, mostly James has told me all kinds of crazy stories about what he's done in Minecraft, what he's created. And that is the extent of my knowledge.
I don't really tell him about video games unless I want him to play them, and I have to pick my battles kind of on that. So
Like always.
yeah,
I've tried to get him to play Minecraft for years, and he'll just look at me and nod, and then nothing will come out of his mouth.
It's a fruitless
He'll just
errand,
stare at me.
unfortunately. James, why don't you tell us a little bit about like how much Minecraft you have played,
My God.
and how long you have been playing it?
Okay, so I've been playing Minecraft for half of my life, probably more.
And as we pointed out during dinner, that was the very first video game you ever touched.
Yes, it was the first video game I played.
Wow.
I think, unless it was another game that you showed me. I didn't actually play it, but I watched you play it.
You had it on like the Wii or something, right?
Wii U.
The Wii U,
I played
yeah.
Minecraft and what was that? Disney Infinity.
Yeah, Disney
and
Infinity.
Skylanders.
Yep.
Those are my 3 games that I would only play. I wouldn't play anything else because I didn't have anything else.
If you had to guess, like how many hundreds of hours of Minecraft?
I couldn't even tell you a number. I don't know. I've played it every day pretty much for...
I'm very much aware because every day you would have to come and tell me about everything that you've made.
That is true.
He just tells you. He pulls me in there, and I have to like go through the world.
Sometimes he'll pull me in there, but usually
Only
I just
if
stay
it's
in my
something
bed.
I'm really proud of.
That's fair.
I was gonna say you got to read the text article. I got to watch a video.
Yeah.
No, he's built some incredible stuff though.
But
He has.
I do like a lot of vanilla Minecraft. I do modded. I do anything in between because it's my favorite game ever. Maybe.
I think you're in the right spot.
Because Marvel Rivals has taken over my life and it's a lot.
Well, trust me, in the odd event that they ever make a Marvel Rivals movie, I feel like it's gonna be a long time. But we will definitely have to review it.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
That would be weird.
How would they make that a movie?
I mean, I would have said that about this.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Ace, my guy, the greatest host of all time,
Oh man! Wow.
the goat, but with an H, like goat. You know.
Oh yeah.
Greatest host of all time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
See what
goat.
you did there.
Yep.
I see what you did there.
And
I'm dyslexic. I couldn't see.
That's what the glasses are for.
it'd be like TA. No. So how what is your experience with the video game sensation around the world known as Minecraft?
Yeah. So I know that it's a video game, and that people play it. I am a gamer, but my gaming repertoire has never crossed paths with Minecraft. So I know less than Oz knows about Minecraft. I know that it is now a movie, and based off of the movie, I somehow know even less about Minecraft.
So me personally, I am a systems engineer, like by trade. So that's what I actually do. So one of the things that with any like video game that's Minecraft-esque is like if people want their own server or whatever, they're like, hey, Caleb, could you stand up a server for me? And then I typically would go make a server. And so that's how my initial foray into Minecraft really like got started. Is at one point me and my roommates all had a Minecraft server in the house, like just a local server, and we probably all had 200 to 400 hours on that world. We had actually built a ginormous sky bridge that went to everywhere we wanted to go. So like, if you didn't want to have to run through the forest and deal with all the bullshit, we just had a big ass bridge in the air, like a highway, and then it would have exits near like points of interest that like a big ass staircase you could run down.
Would you call it the cloud?
No, we call it the sky bridge.
Sky bridge? Okay.
Yep. Even though it was more of a highway than a bridge. But yeah, I mean, so I have played considerably, but it has been a long time since I played the game, so I'd say it's been probably 6 or 7 years since I've played it. But yeah, like I played it way back in the day, like before Microsoft bought it, and that's been a minute. It was also only on PC back then. You can play that shit on anything now.
Yeah.
You can play it on your phone. You can play it on every game console.
They made a phone version.
Yeah, there's a mobile version.
It's about like Skyrim now. If you have a smart refrigerator, you can probably play it on that.
Yeah. So it is extensive. So the movie tonight, wow. It was one of the movies of all time.
It was a lot.
I guess we'll go around the table and we'll get everybody's like brief overall thoughts on the movie. Oz, we'll start with you again.
Yeah, sounds good. So I went into this not with any high expectations. I thought it was going to be absolute garbage. For the most part, that still stands true. However, I did actually enjoy myself. Like, I was able to shut my brain off almost completely, except for to torment Ace, because he was sitting right next to me while he was sitting very uncomfortable right next to me. But like, I had a few laughs during this movie. It was not an intelligent movie whatsoever. There was really no plot, but at the same time, I didn't hate it as much as I was expecting to.
James, what you got?
Okay. I also had low expectations because just looking at it, awful already. I hated the CGI. I hated the fact that it was not animated and that it was they were trying to just make Jumanji with Minecraft. I did not like it. And I wish they didn't have Steve singing at all. Thought it was awful. Songs weren't the worst. Weren't good. But I had a great time. I did like the fact that they added Technoblade to the movie because he was such a legend.
So, for those of us who do not know who Technoblade is, could you elaborate a little bit?
So he was a Minecraft YouTuber and streamer who played mostly just mini games, and he would post videos about it. But he got cancer and then ended up dying, I think a year.
Oh, I think I did hear about this.
Yeah.
That little cameo that they put in there.
Yeah, and so
You gotta be more specific.
The pig with the crown.
Yeah.
Right.
His Minecraft skin was a royal pig wearing a coat and a crown, and he was going around killing people and everything. And he was one of the best Minecraft players ever, and he was one of the most popular as well. And they put him in the movie because it was such a great era of Minecraft.
Respect.
Yeah,
I loved the scene that this happens in.
Oh yeah.
Especially with Jack Black being like, "No, that's a legend." I love that.
right? Yeah, because they see this royal pig and like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, is like, who's that? And then, that's a legend.
Yeah.
In his Jack Black way.
The fact of in the storage wars scene or whatever that was, in the background you could see some of the most famous Minecraft YouTubers. You could see LD Shadow Lady, who was really popular and when the game was first picking off and making people would make mod packs on it a lot, and she was the one that posted a bunch of videos on it with her friends, and they got popular. And then also Dan TDM, who's been making videos about the game since the game came out, pretty much, and he would do mod showcases about it, and you could see him in the background with a cowboy hat on. It was great.
See, I never really got into the online culture around the game. I got into the game a lot, but I don't really know any Minecraft YouTubers except for the ones that you have told me about. So.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got the Technoblade reference if you hadn't told me about it. But
Yeah.
since I knew the reference, I thought it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Ace, what about you, man? Your overall thoughts?
I want to know this.
This movie was really a tale of two stories. Is the best way I can verbalize this. Because here on this podcast, I always try my best to make the distinction between something that is bad and something that is not for me. This movie is somehow both.
I can see that, actually.
There are are certain parts where I say this is just not for me, and then there's other parts where I say, oh, then this is bad. And on one hand, I try not to judge this movie too harshly because I don't know anything about Minecraft. I know that it is a video game where you play as like this weird block pixelated person, and then you hit things with a pickaxe. That's my knowledge of Minecraft. And Jack Black did teach me that you mine and then you craft, and then I guess you Minecraft. So I now know that. But then there were other parts of this movie that I thought were just unforgivable in terms of like horrendous character work to the point where kind of wish there were no human characters in this movie. And maybe I would have been able to just be more enthralled in what the movie was in that regard.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something here that I don't get to say a lot because I rarely take on the form of the casual. But man, I really wish they'd taken time to explain some of this shit to people who don't know what's going on.
And also, they could have like trimmed down a good bit of the the massive backstories for each of the human characters, and gave us that. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the kind of the lane that you set up, Ace, and this movie was for me and is bad. For everything, so listen. When I woke up this morning, one of the very first thoughts I had today was, I'm about to go see this fucking awful movie, because from the trailers, I thought it was just gonna be absolutely atrocious. Now, watching it, it's very clear that they made the movie they intended to make. Like, I do think that they intentionally thought it was bad. At no point in time do I think anyone on set thought, let's take this seriously. Which is good.
Which is good. That is a point in their favor.
I, too, could have used about 90% of the before we went into the overworld. They could have taken that out. There was no reason to have backstory for any of these characters because they are not characters. They are humans that happen to be in a movie.
Yeah.
I'd say that is Henry the little kid?
Yeah.
I think he's possibly the only actual character in the movie. I think everyone else is just a caricature. And Henry is still like he's a stick figure. You know what I mean? There's no like development or anything like that. So we'll definitely get into that a little more in depth. But to say that I didn't enjoy the movie at all, that would be a lie, because there were some spots that I really popped for, that I really enjoyed. But for every one of those, there was probably 2 or 3 that I just kind of cringed at.
And you can definitely tell that this movie was tried to be, like you said, didn't take itself seriously, but it's also was geared more towards the younger Minecraft audience, because I remember hearing cheers after the movie was over.
It wasn't quite like Five Nights.
No, it was not Five Nights at Freddy's cheers, but it was definitely cheers.
So when we went to go see Five Nights, my apologies, I was sitting there watching it, and we're in a packed out theater now, and this theater was not packed out, and the movie's been out. Did we go to opening night for that?
Yeah, we did.
So from what I understand, it did do pretty good this weekend. A bunch of people went to go see it. I imagine it's going to have a steep drop next weekend, but
probably.
When we went to go see Five Nights, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, this movie is not good. And then when the movie ends, the entire theater erupted into applause.
Yep.
And I was just like, did I walk back into a different theater? Did I get up to go to the bathroom and come back to the wrong theater? And I look at my row. We had 8 people with us, and I was like, no, this is my tribe. Okay, well, maybe some shit happened while I went to the bathroom that was really integral, And I missed the airport scene, But
that movie's getting a sequel too, right?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure it's getting a few movies.
Yeah.
It's getting its own trilogy.
There's a bunch of Five Nights lore that I wish I didn't know. I could sit here and tell you about it all night, and
that's what I would do.
I wish I couldn't.
Yeah. That was another one of James's obsession growing up was Five Nights at Freddy's. So I knew more about Five Nights at Freddy's than I ever cared to.
Didn't even know it was a game for half the time, probably.
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was just some story you watched on YouTube.
If you YouTube like Five Nights at Freddy's lore, you will be like,
it's ridiculous.
7 hours later, you'll be sitting there with like your eyeballs, like your pupils completely dilated.
It makes no sense.
Staring
whatsoever.
at the screen.
It's from what I understand, it's almost as bad as Kingdom Hearts lore.
No.
It is.
It's almost as bad.
It's convoluted as
I don't
fuck.
know much about it. I know it's bad.
The only difference is that Five Nights is actually based on a real like series of murders that took place at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
Oh shit.
And
Like
that's
a
why-
real life thing. That
Yeah,
happened.
real life
And
thing.
it's funny because Chuck E. Cheese has started like branding
Oh,
themselves.
it's funny, huh? Oh.
Whoa. No, like Chuck E. Cheese is trying to brand themselves away from being Five Nights at Freddy's while trying to keep their characters in the same
Oh.
area. That's why they got rid of the animatronics.
Oh, they got rid of that. That was the best part. They were so
That's the
creepy.
thing, yeah.
They were so creepy.
Well, yeah, that's the basis.
That's the
Like,
whole point of fucking
is that they come alive at night and fucking eat children and shit. Yeah,
I believe that.
yeah. If Five Nights had been out when I was a kid, it would have been horrifying to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I found it fascinating. I thought it was great.
If they had tried to make Five Nights into a movie, this is not the Five Nights review, but if they had tried to make FNAF into a movie in 1990, it would have been absolutely fucking horrifying.
Oh yeah.
I'm still mad that they went for PG-13 and not rated R for how much the story was so like.
Yeah, it's a very
Well,
fucked up story.
It's crazy.
But I think they were just kind of going along the lines of the video game.
Yes,
so.
they wanted to stay more to the younger audience.
Yeah, because you are kind of like me for this movie, where like you're the older audience for that movie for Five Nights.
Oh really?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Five Nights at Freddy is actually very much a kid. Like kids gravitate to that shit.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it came out in what, like 2008, 9?
I want to
It's not-
say James was 4 or 5 when he came to me and Kay. It was like, I want to get this game on my phone. It's called FNAF, and I'm like, the fuck is that?
and then he probably explained it to you, and then you were like, the fuck is that?
Well, he didn't have any of that lore yet.
I just knew the game looked fun, and I was like, I want it. I want it.
And I went and downloaded the game, and I started playing. I was like, But at this point, like, and again, we've always raised our kids not to like hide anything from them. We want them to grow up in the real world and not be, sheltered essentially. And so I was like, you know what? I played this for about an hour just to see how bad it could get. It's just a lot of jump scares. I was like, you know what? Worst case is going to happen. He's going to have a few nightmares. Sure, why not? It became his whole personality from age 5 to age 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was bad.
Yeah, the FNAF audience is like
Obsessed.
very like
Oh yeah.
drastically younger.
I've gotten away from it now, but
Yeah.
I still like every now and again when something happens.
No, you just jumped into a different
Yeah,
obsession.
It's like the has-been audience. How it's very evident that show is not made for children, but 95% of the cosplays you see are minors. Yeah, yeah, and speaking of minors, there's a bunch of minors in Minecraft.
That's fair.
Oh
That's
yeah,
fair.
we are Team Brandon. Yes.
You'll learn this, James, if you ever come back on the podcast. We rabbit hole quite a bit, so
Yeah, we'll get off on a tangent
I was
and come
prepared.
back. This was relevant though.
It was.
It was another
Oh, yeah.
video game adaptation. Once upon a time, they didn't make good video game movies. Like when we were growing up, I think the best video game movie that we had was like Mortal Kombat 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I remember as a kid liking the Street Fighter movie and then realizing how bad it was as an adult.
See, I realized that Street Fighter. Do you know what Street Fighter is? Do your
I know
people
what
know
Street
what
Fighter
it is?
is. I
Okay.
didn't watch.
Because they still make those
I'm
games.
aware.
What
And
you people?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah, what do you mean,
okay.
you people?
I can say that. I meant young people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They know about the Street Fighters.
Yeah. But
See, he's probably saw it in a museum.
but you young people don't really play a whole lot of Street Fighter though.
No.
Yeah.
it's definitely geared towards the 90s kids that grew up and still enjoy playing Street Fighter.
It takes a whole lot of skill and patience nowadays to learn those games. Not saying that you don't have skill and patience.
I think it took a lot of skill and patience back then, but we just mashed the buttons on the controller.
Button mashers.
Yeah.
But the thing about Street Fighter though was that as a kid, I like you, I enjoyed that movie, but I still realized it was bad.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude was my guy back in the
Right?
day.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, amazing.
Until a few years later, I realized he's Belgian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not American at all. He played Colonel Guile, the United States general.
Didn't even try to do an American accent. But it's
He
funny.
can't.
But it's funny in retrospect when you look at everything that went on behind the scenes of that movie. Raul Julia, rest in peace, he did his damnedest with that role as as Bison.
Yeah.
But Jean-Claude, he was high the whole time.
He was on that Carrie Fisher holiday special.
Woo!
He was tooted and zooted the whole time.
What would you guys say broke the video game curse officially? Because it used to be like every video game movie was bad, like Assassin's Creed. Holy shit! They even
Super Mario
got
Brothers.
Fassbender
Gosh, yeah.
to be in that to try to get us to like it.
God, video game movies.
Mario Brothers was terrible.
There was the Tomb Raider movies.
Tomb Raider was awful.
I barely remember watching those, so I can't attest to that. But I don't doubt it.
Did they actually make more than one of those?
Yeah, there's two.
There was two with Angelina Jolie, and then there was at least one with old girl from Ex Machina.
Oh, okay.
I think she might have had two.
Is that based on the modern Tomb Raider games?
Yeah.
Is it good?
I haven't seen it.
The Silent Hill movie is pretty awful.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I've never played Silent Hill, so I can't attest to how accurate it was. But that was actually Kay and I's first date. We actually went and seen Silent Hill.
And she gave you a second date.
Yeah, it was actually her idea to go watch this movie.
That's so shocking, actually.
It is, especially knowing Kay. But I remember it wasn't a horrible movie, but I don't know how close to the game it was. So
we had Resident Evil, which was a pretty good movie, but it had nothing to do with the Resident Evil games.
Right.
Until the second movie. And then, for some reason, it just went off a cliff.
Yeah, so the second movie was, had more of the game lore. However, wasn't a good movie.
I actually liked the second movie, but after that, though, no.
The one they actually added Wesker in was actually pretty decent.
All right.
I mean, and again, like, I don't have high expectations when it comes to these types of movies. So
that's fair. I was a big Resident Evil guy, so.
I love the video games.
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Code V. Oh, and 5. I actually like 5 as well, but for different reasons. 5 was a great co-op game.
It's a great co-op.
It's an amazing co-op game.
Yeah, don't play it by yourself.
Playing it by yourself, not
It's
great.
boring as fuck.
Yeah,
And the AI is terrible.
that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not like if you play it alone that you're just by yourself. No. The other person is still there. They're just controlled by the computer. And they're not good at all.
You know who I think was controlled by a computer? These characters from Minecraft in this movie.
That we love so much, which is why we keep talking about this movie.
That's right. But yeah, so today, I mean, video game movies are very popular. We have like the Sonic franchise, which is huge.
That's true.
The Last of Us.
Yeah.
About to have a
Mario.
season 2.
Fallout.
The Mario movie. The Fallout series.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, there's so many incredible video game adaptations right now. So yeah, I mean, the fact that this movie was going to get made and it's the best, the best-selling video game of all time, it was going to happen. I imagine we're going to get a GTA movie or show at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I actually heard talks of a Red Dead TV miniseries.
Isn't that just Westworld without the robots?
That's just cosplay then.
Yeah.
What's without the robots?
Red Dead would actually be great, I think.
Yeah.
I still need to play those.
Sony has been talking about God of War for years now.
It's actually I don't think they're filming yet, but pre-production is actually happening.
Oh,
So yeah, I need them to actually cast.
that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And please do not get The Rock to be Kratos.
Oh, I hope that's not even.
Oh no. Like,
Well,
and again, I enjoy The Rock's movies most of the time. But like, he is not Kratos.
The problem is you need somebody that's like
Demanding.
built and has that, demanding voice, but then like you also need them to be able to act.
You know what's crazy? Dave Bautista, if he was still big, he wouldn't make a half bad Kratos.
I hard disagree with that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to join Caleb on that.
He's by far the
Drax.
best actor that size.
I mean, size-wise, yeah, I get it. I get 100%.
Yeah, like find another actor who's that big who has the range that he does.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want Cena to play him, so if
Cena ain't that big anymore.
if those are my options, yeah, man, I mean, honestly, not based on his performance tonight, but Jason Momoa wouldn't be an awful call.
I mean,
Can we get Roman then? Can Roman just play him?
no. Stop. So the Minecraft movie,
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go this way now. Ace, what you think about the characters in this movie?
I'll let you know if there were any.
So the first person we see, obviously, and the person who must now be in every video game movie apparently, is Jack Black as Steve.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Jack Black, like everyone else, I love Jack Black. He is such a huge part of like my childhood, and he's just this charismatic, energetic guy full of fun energy, and you can't help but love him. However, when a script and or director and or movie has nothing for him to do, he's just gonna energy-gasm all over you. And that's all he can do, and that's all he did here. I don't think there's any characteristics of Steve, even though they meticulously give us some what the fuck backstory for him. There's nothing to really talk about.
The angry old miner just staring at him as a kid, just I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Was he real?
I don't know.
The sidestep though.
The sidestep popped me.
I thought I did giggle. The sidestep.
I still don't like the fact that Jack Black played Steve. I feel like Steve shouldn't have even been in the movie.
Steve is like an actual character.
Steve's the only actual character.
Steve is you. You
Yeah.
are Steve. But you can change that.
Yeah.
You can change your character and make it look different.
So
there is no character in Minecraft. It's just the world that exists.
but like the default, like the tab for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly.
So like so why didn't you want Jack Black to play Steve?
I mean, Jack Black, he's cool. I like him. I don't think he should have. I don't like him as Steve. I don't know.
Like
just
no
doesn't
human
fit.
should have
Doesn't
played
fit.
him. Really, it should have been the actual model.
Exactly.
With maybe a voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I am with Jack Black playing Claptrap.
Claptrap. That's another one.
Oh God.
Borderlands movie sucked. I hated that.
Oh yeah, James is very much a Borderlands fan, and he was not happy with it.
I love Borderlands.
Usually, I take it with a grain of salt. When you two tell me that a movie is garbage, I have to see it for myself. But when my son actually tells me, when it comes to a game that he's very passionate about, I definitely listen.
I refuse to even watch that one.
I haven't seen it either.
I got 10 minutes into the movie, saw the part where we meet Tina made me so mad. So mad.
I didn't like Tina from the trailers. It just didn't fit.
I thought I'm not even a Borderlands guy. I don't get it. It's not for me. But like I have played a good bit of Borderlands. Like I think I've played Borderlands. To me is like,
I remember when 2 came out, you were pretty heavily into it.
Borderlands to me is like, someone else wants to play Borderlands with me. All right, I'll play Borderlands with them. I've never played Borderlands by myself ever. Like it's always like with someone else, because if I try to play that by myself, I'm just gonna play something else. You know.
I think I played it with Shrek a little bit. I played 2. I played with Shrek, and then I think I played with Dawn a little bit.
Yeah.
And like I did try to do it on my own, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, but like when I saw Roland, I was like, What?
No.
Yeah, like, sorry, Kevin Hart. Like, I actually enjoy Kevin Hart, but
Yeah.
he was not the right casting for this.
I feel like literally anybody else could have done better.
Yeah, totally miscast.
I will say that this episode is definitely going to go down at the Homie Awards as staying on topic.
The shit we didn't want to talk about.
We didn't want to talk about it award. This one will probably get a
So the
nomination.
Minecraft movie, right?
All right.
So James, what did you think about the characters here, Steve and friends?
No.
Just no?
Just no.
So, like, you didn't like, what is his name? Garrett? Jason
I
Momoa's?
thought, okay.
Game trash.
Garrett
Garbage Man.
Trash
Garbage
Master?
Man.
It's,
Okay.
it's a Garrett Garbage Man. Garrett.
Trash can.
Listen, he was funny sometimes. Everything else, like there's some parts where he was screaming, made me giggle. I liked it.
He was the Red Guardian of this movie.
He was.
And I hate the MCU Red Guardian.
There was like,
Oh,
I
love David Harbour.
there was like him and Jack Black were both Red Guardian for the
They
most
were.
part.
Well, no, Jack Black was competent. In order to be Red Guardian, you have to have this full confidence, but not be competent at all. Not Jack Black, but Jason Momoa was not competent in this movie, but he was full of confidence.
He was less competent. I'll say that because I don't think that Steve was competent either.
So what you're saying is he was the character from Big Trouble in Little China.
Jack, you mean?
Yeah.
Except the difference is that like Jack was supposed to be that way.
What's to say that Garrett wasn't supposed to be this way?
The fact that Garrett is just the character doesn't fucking make any sense.
I agree. I'm
this
just giving you shit.
don't make no goddamn sense.
Also,
I
his
definitely
outfit.
agree.
All of his outfits.
All right, whoa. I'm going to
so
defend the
much.
dude's outfit because
They were
I do
fun.
love me some 80s style,
Listen,
90s style.
Listen. The outfits were fun. I liked them, but there was too much happening. I
I will give you that. Like, there was a lot going on in this movie, a lot to look at that you probably shouldn't have to.
Exactly. I feel like if there wasn't so much happening, the outfits would have been better.
I'm gonna be honest. When he first pulled up, rocking out in that car with that outfit on, I was like, "This is like what you thought was the epitome of cool when you were like 20."
Yes, I actually rocked a jean jacket, a sleeveless jean jacket.
It didn't have the frills on it.
and then with a headband. Like, I definitely did that. The bandana. I'm all for this look. However,
You didn't have the Macho Man sunglasses.
I did not have the macho. I actually just recently bought those, not for that reason. I bought some of those for Jey Uso because I'm a yeet, But anyway, as far as like that character goes, he was definitely the closest thing to a favorite character in this movie for me, mostly for his aesthetic. I agree, he was not competent, overconfident, but it was all slapstick. Like, every bit of the comedy in this movie was slapstick. And while I do enjoy a good slapstick every now and then, that's why I think I enjoyed it as much as I did. I needed a little more, and I think that's your fault for that.
That you needed more?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome for raising your standards. I never thought I would go, wow, this is Jason Momoa was way better in Aquaman 2.
Oh man.
But I thought it tonight. Just to reference the sidestep earlier with Jack Black, I giggled at that shit and then immediately felt bad about it.
It's like I think that's why, like, most of the laughs that I had tonight,
Yeah.
I had that same feeling. Like, why am I laughing? It shouldn't be funny.
Most of the Jason Momoa shit fell flat to me, but like the part where he tries to spin kick the door and it just doesn't work at all, I was just like, I laughed.
It was
at
also
that
this
shit. I
little
didn't want
dinky
to.
spin kick. It wasn't even a full on. Yeah, no, it was great.
No, I think if he had actually cut like a Chuck Norris roundhouse kick and it hadn't worked, I wouldn't have laughed at that.
No, I'd be like, God damn, that's a strong ass door.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, it
is in the Minecraft world. Yeah,
punching or kicking a thing will work, but you take damage from doing it, and you don't want to do it like on a door.
Yeah.
I got you.
One thing I did like about the movie was the environments and stuff, like the village. I loved. I thought that was so cool. And the fact that they're not sticking to the base game where the Generations, just a flat plain with some trees. They actually went all out and made this huge arch with the village going under and in it. And I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why they took that approach is mostly because of how big this game is for a lot of people, and it's a big, I'm going to create shit. So they had complete freedom there to be like, I'm going to create shit for this world.
So let me ask this really quick, just to interject for a second. Is there an objective to Minecraft?
Well, that's the rest of the podcast. All right.
So,
I'll be over here.
I might want to pull out my phone too.
So kind of. Okay. Your main objective, if you want to, is to kill the Ender Dragon. Basically, just go throughout the game, collect certain items, open a portal, and go. And you defeat this dragon. It's the most easiest boss fight you could ever think of. All you have to do is build up these little pillars, break a little thing, knocks it to where you can't heal anymore, then you kill him. That's it.
Okay.
And that's the end of the game. But you can make your own objectives. Like, you can come up with, like, this huge design for a house or, like, this huge mountain or just literally anything you wanted to do. You could just do it. It's great.
And that actually brings me to the fact that when Steve originally enters the overworld at the very beginning and he's just out here like, oh, cool, a sheep. All right, I can build whatever the fuck I want. And he's just, like, popping shit out. That is what is called creative mode in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the mode you play on if you're bad at video games. Now, anyway,
Damn.
And the weird thing about this is that, so basically in creative mode, you can just build shit. Like, nothing attacks you. You have you have no clip, right? You can just fly around.
You can't really go through blocks, but you can fly as much as you want.
Yeah.
You can get any item in the entire game.
So that does actually explain why there's a handful of times you see Steve kind of do this weird little dive thing throughout this movie.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's flying.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing about it that doesn't make any fucking sense in the Minecraft world is that is a setting for the world. So, like, when the other people come into the world, it should still be on creative mode, but it is clearly on survival mode by then.
No, so there is a way that it makes sense. So, when you make a world, you can set it, like, after you've already played in the world and it's been on creative and all that, you can open it to land and then change the settings. And then you can relog and it'll be like nothing happened.
So clearly while he was in prison, he said, fuck it, and put it on survival mode.
Exactly.
Okay.
Got it.
Because that shit where, like, the army of the skeletons riding spiders comes out of the dark forest, that shit happens every 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
Only if you're on hard mode.
Yeah, the only difference is... why would you play it any other way? The only difference is that the skeletons in the movie shoot like stormtroopers.
Oh, yeah.
Because our main characters need to live.
Yeah.
But in the game, they do not shoot that way.
Oh, yeah, no.
They would have killed them all. Like,
yeah, no.
They will shoot you.
They either hit or they just graze your skin. That's it.
Yeah, because when you see the first little dinky skeleton come out of the forest and he's just got the bow and he's like, argh, you're like, man, what? I mean, video game logic says that you're not going to be a very good archer. So I'm just going to wait for you to shoot, and then I'm going to sidestep and run over and kill you. No, dog, like...
In Minecraft, apparently, they going to shoot you right in the chest.
He's going to be like, bloop, and unless you are, like, very good at dodging, you're going to get shot.
Yeah, because the thing is, when they're pulling the arrow back, they don't just sit still like in most games. They'll turn as they're looking at you, so they're, like, locked onto you, and when they shoot... If they shoot as you're still moving, they might miss. If you're lucky.
But your best bet is to put something between you and them.
Or a shield. That too.
Yeah.
That does lead to, like, another issue I had with the characters, and that is, with the exception of Trash Master or whatever his name was, like
Trash bag.
Trash bag. Yeah.
Garbage man.
Yeah.
Garbage man.
Cookie Monster. I don't know. It was like they all just were able to defeat any enemy who came up against them. And I'm like, I understand Steve because he's lived here for a while.
He's supposed to be the Alan Parrish of this world.
Yeah. That's the character in Jumanji, Robin Williams' character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But, like, everyone else, I don't understand, like, what's your excuses for living and doing so well against them? I mean, they were just They were defending themselves like the plot depended on it.
That made me so mad. Okay, so
Go ahead.
the thing is, right? They're playing in hardcore, like not hardcore. They're playing in hard mode. Well, yeah, hardcore because you only have one life, right? If you die on hardcore mode, you die, and that world is gone. You can't go back on it. And the thing is, when mobs are attacking you, okay, they hurt a lot because it forces you on the hardest difficulty, and you only have one life. And when you know how Jason Momoa was like backed against a wall and he was surrounded by he would have died.
Yeah.
There was no escaping that. You would have died.
It was that Game of Thrones plot armor.
Exactly. And he had nothing on. He had no weapons, nothing. He would have just died.
He had less plot armor in Game of Thrones.
Oh my god.
Well,
You're right though.
When he was on Game of Thrones, the characters didn't have plot armor.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
They didn't get the plot armor until like season 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one thing that, like, I think is a little minor detail, but like, it popped out to me. Like, so Jason Momoa's character, the Garbage Man, is supposed to be like this really hot shit, arcade gamer from the late 80s. Mm-hmm. He's playing fighter games, and then his knee-jerk reaction when they see a fucking sheep is that they're a quest giver.
Yeah, I hated that.
Like, I'm over here like, whoa. First off, this motherfucker plays side scrollers, like, and it's very clear because he owns a retro game shop. He hasn't got out of the 80s.
Yeah. Maybe
There's no
early
way-
90s tops.
There's no way he's played a decent RPG with actual quests.
Yeah, he sells NES games at his shop.
Probably, if he made it to Super Nintendo, then maybe he played Chrono Trigger.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
And I don't remember any sheep that gave quests.
But there is a cool ass talking frog with a sword.
That's true. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys now. When they built that house out of the sheep fur or whatever, that would have been awful.
Oh, yeah.
Just like from
When
a
Steve did it?
from a texture perspective.
Okay.
What about
He,
Boost?
he had to murder countless fucking sheep
Oh, yeah.
to get that. By
And
the way,
also, it was pink. And pink sheep are one of the rarest creatures in Minecraft.
Not in this
Yeah.
movie, they weren't.
yeah, no.
Every sheep was pink.
they're all pink.
Like, that, to get it naturally like that would take maybe 3 hours.
Yeah. If you just like constantly and
Yeah.
got lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Can you breed the pink ones? Can you make?
Yes.
Okay,
but
so that's
they
how
both-
you do it.
But the thing is, also, he could have just killed normal sheep and gotten some pink flowers and dyed the wool.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But he said he killed that many sheep, and there was no sheep farm.
Nerds.
And there was no sheep farm in sight.
Right. Yeah.
So
He
I don't
didn't-
know where he got all that
He
from.
never mentioned that he had a sheep farm. I loved the lava chicken, except for when he started to sing.
Oh, yeah.
It completely ruined that
It's-
moment that me and Dylan
yeah.
were down there absolutely loving.
So was that a significant thing?
Okay.
That's how you cook chicken in the game. You put it in lava.
You put it in lava?
So hold on. So that's okay. So the way Minecraft is the hitboxes when they're as a baby chicken, the hitbox is a lot smaller. So you can bug the game to where there's a pixel of lava right above them. So when they grow up, their hitbox touches the lava,
And it
then
turns them
It turns them into the chicken.
Oh my god.
And then you can. So that's pretty much just automating cooked chicken.
So this
you
was
can-
another Easter egg type
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
for
And
this
the thing
scene.
is, they could
Okay.
have just used a furnace to cook
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, but that's not fun.
That's not fun.
I mean, I will say lava chicken was kind of fun.
And
Like,
it's very Skyrim. Like to heal yourself, you'll be running and you'll be eating the chicken.
eating chicken.
Exactly.
Except in
Skyrim,
the
Fallout,
game,
yeah.
you just kind of do this, and the chicken.
We should have got some of that, like somebody get injured with a fucking block arrow, and then
Right? Eat chicken to heal.
Yeah.
That would have been a good
Exactly.
like gameplay, explanation for shit, and also
Yeah.
gave our heroes something to actually have adversity towards.
There's no point where any of them are in any danger
Oh,
No.
yeah.
in the whole movie.
Not even
talk
Steve when he
about-
gets captured by the big bad.
oh yeah,
Yeah, no.
how long is he there for?
He didn't have
said-
as much gray.
Yeah. One thing that did make me kind of annoyed with the boss battle or whatever, like,
Like the battle itself or the boss.
no, the big bad's little henchman, the big one with the
Okay.
glowing arm. Yeah. I was so mad because that has nothing to do with any of the games except for it has nothing to do with base Minecraft. It only has to do with the 2 side games, which like only a few people got into. Minecraft has always been the base game. Everyone likes that one. Like the other 2 games have their own fan bases, but one of them just completely died off after the game came out.
That was Legends, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dungeons was good for a little bit, and then it kind of just got bad the more you played through it. And then...
So maybe that's what he was referencing when Steve was like, we did a few dungeons back in the day. Like, maybe that's what he was referencing is the alternate game.
He was.
The thing is, in both of those games, the big bad are the piglins. Like, they're trying to invade the overworld area.
Yeah. And, I mean...
It's just annoying.
Legends was a very story-based game. It's where they basically tried to... Originally, they were going to add story mode into Minecraft. I don't know if they still did that or not.
Oh, no. Telltale made that.
Yeah, that's right.
They made their own Minecraft universe.
Yeah, and then Telltale ended up making like a story, and then Legends,
which was really good, by the way.
Yeah,
I didn't play it, but I watched a lot of people play it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Legends was kind of their
it was their most recent
at doing that, and then you had Dungeons, which is kind of like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Did you guys ever play any of those? Mm-hmm. Kind of like a dungeon crawler kind of thing in Minecraft. You get loot and all that stuff. And I think it's still around, but it's not as popular at all because it's one of those games where
once very niche.
It's repetitive. You know, it's kind of what's the game with the dwarves? Dwarven mining.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic. Yes, that. I love that game. It's very fun until you've done everything there is to do, and then you just uninstall.
It's like you're done.
Yeah.
I recently found out they the people that made that game made Satisfactory.
Yes, they did.
I had no clue.
And I hate Coffee Stain a lot because every time they do one of their little updates, it just drives me nuts because I hate that they do these like little quirky, cheeky like YouTube video updates. Like just give me a list of patch notes of what you're gonna put into the update. And that's it. Just shut the fuck up. I don't want to watch this video.
That's fair.
And it'd be different if it was just like a showcase of like, oh, here's what's in the game. No. It's always this, their community manager makes this lengthy, cheeky video that they think is funny. And I don't. I never have.
Yeah.
So.
I hate when they do that.
Same.
I just realized I got way sidetracked. So back to what I was saying about the little side boss that we had.
Yeah.
So, when she started talking about bringing out the new creature that they were putting a brain in, I was like, that could be the Wither, which is like a side boss that you can fight. It's this like half skeleton, like doesn't have legs, doesn't have arms, and it's like T-posing with 3 heads on top of it, and they'll shoot balls of fire at you. No, they'll like shoot heads at you, and they'll blow up, and it hurts a lot.
That is insane.
And when you find it, when you get it to half health, it finally, it goes to a second phase, and it has a shield that only can be pierced by melee weapons. You cannot shoot it anymore. And
so you have to be up and close and personal.
Exactly. And it gives you this effect called Wither that hurts. It's like poison times 2, and it'll like just drain your health over time.
Ooh, necrotic.
I'm going to level with you, James. That sounds like it would have been a really cool idea. The issue is that requires thought.
Exactly.
And there's not a whole lot of that going on here in this movie.
Yeah.
Agreed. Oh my god.
The creepers were perfect though. Okay. I will give it that.
I have a little gripe with the creepers. They looked amazing. The explosions were fantastic. But in the games, they don't care how close you are.
No.
Once they get to you, you're dead or you're being blown up. And being surrounded by like hundreds of them in a cave like that, you're not living.
No.
You're not making it out of that cave.
They demonstrated that, but like they made them touch activated in this in this movie.
And I didn't like that.
And so what they do in the actual game is as they approach you, they make a little hiss, like a little sound, and then they blow up. And it is vicinity based, but you do not have to touch them.
You just have to be near them. If you're close enough, they'll blow up.
Yeah.
But
these are the little green dicks.
Okay,
the green dicks with the 4 legs.
Yeah.
One thing that made me really happy that they added that is in the game is if you have flame on a bow, that makes your arrows have fire on them. When you shoot a creeper, it blows it up. Like it actually lights it on fire, and I find that really cool that they actually added that to the movie.
Yeah.
because you can see it because one of the skeletons shot the creeper.
And the mine car thing with the redstone is
yeah.
so perfect because pretty much everyone who has ever built a railway system in Minecraft, which I would imagine is a lot of people, it's very much like that. You never quite gauge where your redstone needs to be at.
Yeah.
You might as well just put it on the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like those little like launch pads from Mario Kart. Yeah,
Exactly.
It's just that when you're in the mine cart, you can just kind of press forward, and you will go forward
Very slowly.
very, very slowly. Like the speed that like your early to late '90s escort quest companion. The speed that they move at, that's the speed the cart moves at.
Exactly.
And until you hit the redstone, in which case you get the boost.
Another fun thing that I wish they added, one thing they did add, which I thought was cool, that isn't in the game, is the minecarts are chained together. Games, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
But I wish it did.
Yeah, same.
Because that's so much cooler.
I also, at least when I played the game, the buck chuckets also weren't.
Oh yeah,
weren't
no,
a thing.
those.
They should add that.
They
They should really add that. Like, honestly, I was hoping he'd actually do some kick-ass shit with that.
And then he didn't.
And then he didn't.
But the thing I wish they showed in the movie was if you get a minecart with a furnace in it and put coal in it, it acts as a steam-powered.
Oh, so almost like an actual steam train.
Yes,
like a steam
and
engine.
it will push you until it runs out of coal, and you have to put more in, and it will take you as far, and you don't need the redstone bits. But like during that part with the creepers, they could have just used that and gotten out of there faster. But I guess
Steve is very incompetent in this movie, so he was definitely not being controlled by someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with Steve, the fact that they leave all the armor at the beginning when they go to the village. If he had not shown up in the diamond armor at the end, I would have been livid.
Oh yeah, if they just
Right, because I've never played Minecraft, but the little bit that I've seen, like if that's like one of the best armors in the game, if not the best armor in the game.
It was the best.
Yeah.
They added a new one.
In the vanilla original, like OG, like diamond was the best shit. You have to go all the way down to bedrock to get it, which is like the bottom, like So
Then why was it so trash in this movie?
yeah, so here's the thing: in the boss fight, when she like one hits his diamond armor, so like if that happens, that's so much damage.
You're dead.
The next hit is gonna kill the shit out of you because like the diamond armor has immensely more health than you have.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, you know how it was glowing? That means it was enchanted. It had these perks on it, so it would run better.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if Steve was playing the game like how everyone does, he would have put the right stuff on it that wouldn't have allowed it.
So more than likely, the person playing this version of Steve
Sucks.
did not have access to YouTube.
Yeah.
They also just suck.
So there's this thing called mending, right? When you get XP, it heals your armor. And if you combine that with unbreaking, which is just, it makes your armor tougher.
Okay.
Your armor will stay fixed forever and you will not lose it.
Talking about this made me realize that that's something they didn't address in the movie at all. Is the library.
They never did anything with the enchanting at all, which is a big part of the game.
It's really shocking, actually.
And it kind of made me a little annoyed because there was so much of that I had to do.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're in a village, which is where
I guess like from the non-experienced side of this, I'm over here like there was already too much going on.
I guess
to add a library to me.
Well, if they were already just fucking around and doing like, I applaud them for going. You know what? We're making this for the fans. Fuck you. Like I get that. Like if that's the decision they made, might as well go full tilt.
That's the decision they made. That we wouldn't have gotten 25 minutes of nonsensical human stuff.
Or maybe what happened was that was the battle between the people who are actually dedicated to giving a story to the fans and the studio. But like this didn't make any sense. Put this at the beginning.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's just that it didn't mesh and none of it felt good or right.
I know you love how many chase sequences there were.
Oh my god.
Ace so you may not know this about Ace, but he is a really huge fan, especially in movies like this, of chase sequences.
I don't believe you.
You're gonna fit right in here, kid.
Very astute of you.
First, by the way you're talking, because I know when you're lying. Second, his reaction.
He loves to take sequence.
But one thing that made me the most annoyed throughout the entire movie was the Enderman.
Yeah.
What?
So, you know...
The big, tall, like, purple eyed, glowing dude at the very end?
Who teleported?
Yeah.
So,
He does do that.
if you look him in the eyes, he will chase after you and kill you. He is one of the strongest enemies in, like, the mid-game to late game. And having no armor on, with just an enchanted axe just sitting there just
Flailing.
would not have killed it. And the fact that it kept trying to teleport in front of him is not how that would work.
No.
In the games, it teleports around you in a circle, trying to, like, trick you, and then it will get you. And, you know, since they're 3 blocks
That
tall...
sounds like some dirty bitch shit right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
They are not to be
And
fucked
then
with.
there's the end dimension, which has thousands of them scattered across islands above a void that if you fall into, you lose everything.
Yeah.
It kills you when you're in creative mode, which is the mode where you have infinite health.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, the Enderman is not to be trifled with. And this kid, for one, the diamond axe does less damage than the sword.
No, it does more.
The axe does more?
Yes.
I think they changed that because it didn't used to be that way. Because the axe used to do more damage to trees and shit, but the sword did more damage to enemies. So they changed that?
Oh, yeah, no. It, like, I think 1.8, which is the, like, 1.9 was the PvP update where they, like, completely overhauled all of the, like, fighting in the game. Like, they added timings for the swords. Like,
This is after I stopped playing.
yeah.
This is good to know, actually.
Yeah, so the way it used to be was you could just spam, and it would do the exact amount of damage the sword said it would.
Yeah.
A lot. A
Okay.
lot.
Right. Yeah, you could just click and he would just do this. And
Yeah. So now they've changed it where there's this little stamina bar in the middle.
Oh,
so
no.
it shows you if you have enough stamina to actually attack this thing. And so it adds more strategy to fighting so you can actually, you know, not die when you're trying to kill something.
Right.
And then they changed how axes work because apparently they need to do more damage. They still work with chopping trees down and all
Right.
that. Swords have a higher cooldown. No, smaller cooldown, and then axes have like a longer cooldown just so they would...
Yeah, so and we keep referencing this, but Skyrim's got that same logic where swords are faster to swing,
Exactly.
but do less damage. Axes are harder to slower to swing, but they do a little bit more damage.
Exactly.
So yeah, I can see that.
And they
That makes
changed that.
sense.
And so the way the Woodland Mansion works in the movie...
Oh, so is the Woodland Mansion an actual place?
Okay, yes, but the movie version is completely off.
Yeah.
In every way.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a mansion in the movie. Like, it looks like just a normal mansion. But no, in the games, it is this huge, dark wood, like, structure that you couldn't even enter. You had to break into. There's, like, a door, but most of the time, the way the game worked was it, like, spawned the door under.
Yeah, you had to dig
Oh
to it.
God.
Listen, it was old.
And this is a game where you can dig under shit pretty easily, though.
So that's fair. Yeah.
But if an enemy sees you in there, it's going to kill you. And the Vindicators, which is the guys with the axes,
Yeah.
you know, they were chasing him for a little bit, and then he closed the door, and then they put an axe through the door. And that was like, okay, for movie effect. But if they were, since, you know, they're on hardcore, based on, like, you know, the whole movie, they're able to break the doors.
Yeah, I
They
thought
should
the
have
same
been
shit.
able to.
When the action just went tick tick, I was like, no, that's bullshit.
They're breaking that door down.
They're gonna
goddammit.
be like tip 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 tip, and then that door's gonna be gone.
And also, they are a lot faster in the game than the movie.
I will say a lot of the enemies were insanely slow in this.
Only the zombies and the skeletons are like that, and like the spiders are not that slow.
Spiders are fast.
Yeah.
They also jump at you, by the way. Spiders
Yeah.
in the game will, like, they'll lunge at you to try and, like, throw you off.
So I know we're not really doing like our usual, like how we go through the whole entire plot thing. So we're just kind of going
Because
with it.
there wasn't one.
Yeah.
There really wasn't one.
They mined and they craft.
And Minecraft. I think probably the most enjoyable part to me was that while we're in this woodland mansion, the chicken rider.
Chicken jockey?
That's a real thing.
With the Frankie
That is a
baby.
thing.
I don't know. I think it was a baby zombie.
Those
Yes.
things will fuck you up.
So there was this guy. I'm gonna tell you this because it was really popular. It was on the news. Like it was crazy.
It was on the news.
Yes.
Yes. So there was this guy named Phil's a Minecraft. Okay, that's what his like username was.
Sure.
And he had this hardcore world. You know, can't die in it or you lose the world. Had it for 5 years. Continuously playing it and building this world up, and had the best armor in the game, the best items and gear you could have, and a baby zombie killed him, and it got on the news, and he got insanely popular because of it. And now he has another world that he's going for. I think he's at like
So he got basically he 100% completed a world,
pretty much.
and then a baby zombie killed him and he lost it all.
Yes.
Oh,
And then he had to restart and do it again.
damn.
I hate hardcore modes in just about any game.
Like
Yeah.
that's why I don't go above normal. I'm good. I just want to play my fucking game.
Well, in Minecraft, you have normal, survival, and hardcore.
No, it's
Or is there
normal,
more- there's
survival, hardcore.
Oh,
Hardcore is-
see, they be adding all this shit.
Hardcore's been in the game since it came out.
No, I know, but hard has not. To me, that not when I used to play. It was hardcore, survival, and creative back in the day.
Okay. I don't know that.
So.
Yeah, but he got really popular because of it. And then it got really popular because of the movie. So like they already had chicken jockeys, which is only
Chicken jockeys. Yeah.
You can only get that. They will only spawn on hard mode or higher, which means they were on hardcore.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
That does
And
fit
then
more.
same with the spider jockeys that were riding spiders.
Right, yeah, the skeletons riding the spiders. Yeah, at the very, yeah, okay.
But one thing that I was really mad about, since they're playing hardcore, my favorite part about hardcore that makes it even scarier are two things. The lighting levels change to the point where dark is dark.
Yeah.
You cannot see anything.
Oh, that's terrifying.
And if you have a torch, it'll illuminate a little bit around you.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, 5 foot square.
And then,
Yeah, basically.
yes, literally. And then there was spiders that had potion effects. They would spawn with any of the potion effects in the entire game, including invisibility. So you could just see their glowing eyes in the darkness, and when they would approach you, you couldn't see them. So it was hard to kill them.
Oh
And
my
since it was
God.
on hard mode,
You know, I loved this.
Oh yeah, fuck that shit.
I thought it was amazing.
And they make this little noise like a mouse, kind of. It's like kind of. Yeah.
Very
That
much like
sounds-
we've referenced this movie a good bit, like the Jumanji spiders at the end.
Yeah, kind of like
Literally,
that.
yeah. But I was mad because they didn't show any of that in the movie.
Well, and again, like, not saying that they didn't have the time because they wasted a fuck ton of it at the beginning, but based off of the time they did have, I could see small details like that being left out. Like,
Yeah.
those are very, like, higher end stuff, at least from my perspective.
Yeah.
So I can see why they didn't, but at the same time, like I also said, we really didn't need that opening.
Yeah.
But getting back to the chicken jockey, like this was like kind of like my favorite part of the movie, like Jason Momoa in a wrestling ring fighting a Minecraft chicken with a, like you said, Franken baby on the back, which is now I remember being told it is a chicken jockey, and this fucking fight was actually hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Like, seeing this little pygmy fuck just jumping all over him while the duck's biting him in the ankle, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
But then again, slapstick, so.
I was checked out by that point.
You were very much so.
Yeah. You know, we talked about, Jesus Christ, we talked about the two
We didn't talk about him.
good characters.
What's he got to do with anything?
We didn't talk about the,
I guess technically, like, the main character, like, is he... Yeah, we didn't really talk about the brother and sister at all.
I was trying to figure out where I had seen the sister from the entire film. She was Enid in Wednesday, the roommate.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Because like she looked familiar, but I didn't know who she was or
Yeah,
where she
same.
was from.
There's no, like, so, like, we looked it up. Dylan looked it up, and that actress is, like, 23.
What?
She looked 12.
She looked 12.
What?
In the beginning of the movie, she's, like, driving a car, and we're all like, the fuck is this 11-year-old doing?
Like, she doesn't look much older than her younger brother.
No.
Yikes.
No, I'm like, oh, okay, they're just letting everything go now.
Right.
Yeah.
Boy, like, to say I didn't like those characters is a bit of an understatement.
Well, one was completely useless and not crucial to anything in the story whatsoever.
You could cut the sister out of this movie.
Completely.
Nothing against the actress. I thought I think she's fine and everything else. As a matter of fact, I've never seen Henry in anything, but we were talking about this in the car on the way over here. For the other four main characters, well, not Jack Black. So the other three main characters, this is my least favorite thing I think I've seen them in.
Well, and to touch on that a little bit, though, like, I kind of feel like the way you said that was actually very accurate. Like, we had our four main characters, and then Jack Black was the NPC.
Yeah.
It was a little bit like that. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of NPCs, we'll get there.
Because I love Danielle Brooks. She's in Peacemaker. She's in Orange is the New Black. I love her. She's my favorite character in Orange is the New Black. Like, I think. Fuck, I forgot her name. Like, yeah, but I know. Yeah, it sounds like a nickname.
Yeah, it does.
I forget what the actual name is in Orange is the New Black.
Peaches or some shit like that.
Yeah, some shit like that. And then, this is not the worst thing I've ever seen Jack Black in. It is close, but it's not close. But it's like probably the third worst thing I've ever seen Jack Black in.
Damn.
Yeah. If I had seen the Borderlands movie, it would probably be under this. The worst thing I've ever seen him in is Neverending Story 3.
Yes.
By far. It's probably the worst. It's the least I've ever liked Jason Momoa. For sure.
I mean, honestly, like, these actors, they literally were told, go have fun with it. This is what we're going to do.
No, they were told, this is how many zeros to put on your paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jason Momoa's character, the writing for his character was atrociously bad. The whole, like, he doesn't actually know Spanish thing, that's been done so many times.
So my thing with that, if it was like 2 or 3 times, sure. It was constant with him. And I'm like, all right, it's getting old. Stop.
Like, on the ranking scale, that joke started at a 4.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Down.
And then every time they did it, it dropped like 1.5.
Yeah.
To the point where we're in the negatives by like halfway through the movie.
One thing I thought was kind of fun that I wish was in the game, which kind of is now.
Jack Black's musical numbers?
No. God, no. The gas, being able to go into the overworld and have, like, them being hot air balloons, I thought that was kind of cool. They're already kind of doing that now. Like, they've added it where, you know, they're not supposed to be in the
So,
nether.
what are we talking about?
The gas are the big Cthulhu,
the hot air balloon
hot
things?
air balloon
That's the thing that I told you shoots fireballs at people.
Yeah, and then later we found out they definitely, in fact, shoot fireballs.
Yes. So, they apparently, in this new update, they've completely changed them. So, they used to be these, like, creatures that would float in the nether and shoot you if they saw you, but they always were whining. They were, like, very sad at all times. But now, if you take them out of the nether, they become really happy, and you can tame them and ride them around.
So you get a good gas. Yeah. Gas or gassed?
Gassed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the update, it looks cool. I wish they went more of the route they did in the movie. Because in the game,
they're almost like mindless, and they're just being controlled by things, and then that way you can just take control of it, and you're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's kind of weird because you just, like, in the game, it looks really fun. You just give it you give it one of those, like, airplane hats. Those,
okay, like the old school pilot.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can hop on on the top of its head, and you can control it and go where you want. That looks cool, but I wish they went with the air balloon.
Speaking of people writing things, the whole scene where Jack Black
and Jason
Momoa doing the buddy hang gliding scene, essentially, with what were the wings called, James? Electra wings?
Yeah.
So
I got something to say after this.
They just go flying, and Jack Black is like, I only brought 2, oh no, and then dives off after him. And then there was this really cheesy, scene with him riding, and another chase scene.
And
This is actually, honestly, I feel like this was the better of all the chase scenes in the movie. Like, this was the good one.
I enjoyed this one the most.
Because, like, there was at least, it kind of felt like a little bit more of, like, a aerial chase scene.
There was a pointless 69.
Yeah,
chasing.
yeah. That's what I wanted to talk about.
That's the end. I'm talking about up until that point.
What did he call it?
I don't remember.
Oh God, it was.
Reverse.
I think he called it like a full man sandwich or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was something along those lines, like full man sandwich.
I was like, nah, that's not what that's called.
But like, and somehow these two individuals, while flying and being chased by a bunch of fireball shooting creatures, are able to rotate Jack Black underneath him, then rotate him again, and they are definitely 69ing through a tunnel.
This entire scene was incredibly homoerotic.
I think that was kind of the point.
It definitely was. It was kind of like how like SpongeBob, like, you know, it throws in a bunch of very adult jokes in there. That was, starting with the just let my hips control it or whatever.
Yeah,
I was like, how long is this going to go on? I was not pleased with the answer.
Yeah, because at the end of it, I was like, you didn't have to do that to go through that tunnel.
They did.
You didn't.
They didn't, especially because this is a world where you can just like break the ground and shit. Like,
and Steve is supposed to be like the ultimate, creator in this game. So like he could have just had his fucking pickaxe out there doing it. Well, it was, whatever.
That's actually something that kind of bothered me. Is like, I don't know that you really see Steve ever actually use the pickaxe in the world, other than at the very beginning of the movie.
That was at the very beginning.
You get to see him, and there was like a montage where they needed to get diamonds like before the ending.
That's right.
And he was
yeah.
I actually really love the crafting when they do the crafting in the movie.
I thought that was fun.
That was great because
like, it was
that's
like
how it works.
Yeah, like you put them in little squares and then you hammer it and it just becomes the thing.
One thing that I was really, really annoyed about the elytras were they looked nothing like they did in the games. In the games, they look like they're actually wings that are on your back. In the movie,
it did kind of look like sheet metal.
They just look like sheet metal that they cut and said, "Okay, you're good to go."
It was very flimsy.
No, just not at all.
Also, when they push Henry off that cliff, if he didn't hit spacebar, that thing doesn't open.
Oh yeah, no. He would have just.
And I love how like Jack Black's like, is he gonna say the thing? Like, is there a command word that activates these fuckers, or I'm just gonna plummet until they fucking kick on?
You have to hit space.
He's about to hit rocks.
You know what would be hilarious? I think this would like I probably would have drove him nuts, but I think it would have been hilarious now that I know that you have to hit the space bar. Like something there's like something attached to the wings, like a harness.
It's a
space bar, and you just hit it.
I would have died.
I thought that would have been.
See, that would have been fun.
I would have lost my shit. Yeah. That would have been amazing. When he said, I yearn for the mines at the very beginning, I lost it. I was like, am I going to like this movie? Me and Dylan had the same alarm there.
Apparently, it's an old school meme.
So there's this meme, and it's not going to actually take that. This doesn't even deserve a bear with me here. So the whole meme about Minecraft is like that, in like the, early 1900s, late 1800s, they used to actually use children in the mines, because they can fit through the small spaces and all that. And then, that shit's horrible. And so they outlawed it and made it to where, they can't use child labor, especially in dangerous situations like that. So the whole thing is like, okay, well, they came out with Minecraft, and now it's the most popular game in the world. It's like the children yearn for the mines. Okay. See. And so that's why he says it at the beginning, and it popped everyone. Yeah.
Not everyone.
It popped everyone who got it. Okay.
I was about to say, I didn't know what the fuck that was. I just thought it was something from the game or something.
No, me and Dylan were both like,
the one,
bro,
it's not really a one-liner. It was more of like a three-liner. But it was, that got me, that popped me a little bit was, first, we mine. Second, we craft. We Minecraft.
I hated that.
I thought it was so great.
Yeah.
I thought it was so dumb that it was good.
See, it never made that circle for me. It just kind of drooped here.
It was so cheesy and so stupid.
At that point, my brain was fully shut off, and I was just trying to enjoy my time with my friends and my son. And
I don't do this very often, but I'm pretty sure I disassociated. And I was just,
oh, dude, you were so gone.
Yeah.
Like, especially by the end, like you were gone.
It was fun. One thing that you said on the way home, you said you thought you were gonna pass out in the movie, but then you didn't. I realized the only movie I slept through a lot of in the theater was Captain America.
which one?
Brave New World?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just from what I saw, it was good. I enjoyed it a little bit. And then I passed out. And I was
Did you sleep the night before?
I don't even remember.
Probably not.
Probably not.
See, that's usually my excuse. Is like the reason why I thought I was going to pass out in this movie is because I was up until 2:30 this morning and woke up at 6. So I thought I was going to be dead. But honestly, it made me laugh a little bit. Also tormenting Ace every time I got a chance.
Every time something I knew was really silly that you wouldn't get happened, I looked over and got your reaction, and it was fantastic. I turned my brain off at the beginning of the movie when like the old man stopped him from entering the mines, and then like clearly it's like 25 years later,
Oh yeah.
and
he does
that
not
old man
look
is
like
still alive.
And
Looks
doesn't
the
look like
same.
he aged at all.
And I was like, how is that old man? And I was like, I'm not supposed to ask. And then I was just like,
It was
let's
funny.
power down all the logic systems.
Me and Cam were just like, how is he alive?
Now, see, I subconsciously was giving the movie way too much credit by insinuating, well, it's a metaphor. It's all in his mind. See, the old man is like himself, not believing that he can enter the mines, but now he has the forethought to believe that he can do it. So
You did
therefore-
give this movie way too much credit.
Yeah, no, I know we reviewed Andor a little while ago, but like this ain't that. We're not in that realm anymore.
Yeah, this ain't.
This ain't Born Again. That's Wednesday. We get to watch that tomorrow. Maybe it'll heal your soul. Does anybody have anything else they want to touch on?
I do want to touch on one thing that I think everyone agrees should never have been in this movie. Jennifer Coolidge.
Yes.
And
Oh, yeah.
her fucking love interest, one of the villagers.
She had no business being in the film at all.
yeah.
I get the reference. Give her a little cameo. Maybe you can keep that mid-credit scene.
Yeah.
But holy shit, like that whole
So-
thing.
So James, you actually know this better than any of us. So please
So-
tell us why Jennifer Coolidge was.
My best guess was because when villagers were added, a lot of people were saying the villagers sounded like her. And that they were like, please put her in the movie, please put her in the movie. And then she ended up getting in the movie and it was not good.
And then the mid
mid-credit
scene.
scene where the villager learned to talk or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what?
And then she started talking in the villager voice, and it was like, yeah, that was
The
a bit
voice
much.
actor for the villager was funny.
Yeah.
Because I know that guy. From like some shows that you've shown me, and then he was also in the Fallout show as Codsworth.
Matt Berry, is that his name?
Yeah, I know him as Laszlo from what we do in the shadows.
Oh, if he's Cosworth, then I definitely knew who that
I was gonna say you knew him in Fallout way before that, but
That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That was the only subplot I was remotely interested in.
Oh my god.
Really?
What?
Compared to everything else in this godforsaken, I can follow this. Let's
It-
see what the fuck is going.
It was just this god awful Jennifer Coolidge doing the same shtick that she's
Yeah.
been doing for
Yeah.
30
Since American
years.
Pie, yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
the same shtick, and I know what I'm getting with it. And
But it's with also, why is no one else commenting on the fact that there's a fucking wolf and this strange block-headed individual walking around in the real
yeah.
world?
Hold on now. You're not about to talk about Dennis like that.
Yeah, poor Dennis, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Dennis-
Dennis is a block wolf.
He's a wolf. He's still got stealth. Nobody saw Dennis.
how? And that's the
That is true. How?
He's
a
fucking
wolf.
huge.
He was huge.
He's a wolf, bro.
He's
got
like half the
stealth.
size of Tulio.
he goes into town.
double the size of Tulio.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
Tulio's half the size of him.
Yeah, there you go.
Like Dennis, the fucking wolf, blockhead wolf, goes into town, goes, like past the game shop, goes into Steve's old house. He's just having a good old time out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Stealth, bro.
There was no stealth. There was. Oh, speaking of which, That was another little thing that they kept saying it. Is there a sneak attack thing?
No.
Okay, I just assumed that was like something that you could do in the game, but I know Jack Black said it a handful of times, and then the big bad at the end tried to do it too.
Is there anything to the fucking tater tot launcher, or is that just some random bullshit?
So one thing I would like to add is this is not normal Minecraft. This is not the base game. This is definitely modded.
Yeah.
Because you can see in the village, you can see windmills on houses, which means my favorite mod for Minecraft is the Create mod. It is a very steampunky automation mod. It has a conveyor belts, water wheels. It has steam-powered engines. You can automate literally anything, and it's fantastic. And one of the sources of power is windmill, and there's a little add-on for it that makes villager houses have windmills in them.
Okay, so you recognized a mod from the movie.
And
okay, that's dope.
Tater tot cannon thing, the closest I can think of is from that mod. You can make this thing called a potato launcher. It is a grenade launcher that shoots crops. Like you can shoot carrots, you can shoot potatoes, you can shoot beetroot, you can shoot literally any crop.
It's like the junk jet
Exactly.
Or from Fallout 3, the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
I think I like junk jet way better, but the rocket launcher's fun.
I'm very disappointed that Steve has apparently been playing Minecraft for years.
Oh yeah.
And he does not have a sheep farm, nor does he have a wheat farm.
Okay.
Well, maybe he did have a sheep farm. However, he used it all to make that god-awful fucking house.
That's true. But you never use your last two sheep.
One thing the villagers, literally what villagers are added into the game to do is to trade with them. You never see that in the entire movie.
Nope, they just walk around and go...
You see them talking to each other. That's it. All they do in the entire movie. Like, they go to talk to a villager, no trading gets happened, nothing, they just walk away.
Well, isn't one of the traders actually running his little museum thing he's got going on with all his gear?
And his lava chicken
shop.
But you never see them actually trade with them, which is the big point of the game. And also, enchants. You can get enchant books. It's how you get most of the enchant books in the game to upgrade your armor.
Yeah.
None of that gets happened.
Yeah, so you have you build like a little enchanting table, and then you can add libraries. And they power it up. Is that still how it works?
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. So you get to build a little bookshelf. You build like a 3x3 bookshelf around it, and then it will upgrade it so you can get it goes from level 1 to 3. The higher the level, the better the enchants are.
Sure, yeah.
And back in the day, I always used to think that there was a way to make it even stronger. So I would pile as many libraries around that thing as I could, and then I eventually figured out it wasn't going to get any stronger.
Yeah, no, you just need to put 9 of them around it, and that's it.
I used to make a platform of it was like a cube of just.
It's like with the smithing skill in Skyrim, where you may not have it exactly high enough yet, but you just take a bunch of potions and have the enchanted armors, and you get your smithing all the way up.
Yep.
To legendary. Yeah.
Exactly.
But another thing I did like was the boats. The villager going on the boat using his legs to paddle it. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was amazing. Because in the games, villagers have their arms like this. They can't use their arms.
Yeah.
But it's a rowboat.
So they're constantly in straitjackets.
So he was using his legs. I thought that was good too.
And I thought that was hilarious because it's taking a nod at...
That's little details that I definitely did not pick up on.
Another huge detail, which was the world, how that big archway and all these huge mountains. Recently, they've added big mountains, but nothing as big as that in the movie. So that's another mod that I love. It's called Terralith. It completely overhauls everything to do with the Minecraft generation. So it adds new biomes using all of the normal blocks that you would find.
I love that this game is actually teaching you something also about geology and engineering.
It is now. In the original game, when it first came out, there were no biomes. When you generated your world,
it was just a flat surface.
Yeah, you got one of I think 11 different outcomes, and so you could get if you were lucky to get the snow world. The entire world was snow. There were no biomes. It was all
oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in that there used to be a certain amount of the map was maybe 100 by 100.
Yeah. Now it's infinite, basically.
Now it's like 30 billion.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It is,
It's
for
not-
all practical reasons, it's infinite.
And this is why the game is still pixelated, because they could never run the graphics for anything.
Oh yeah.
For that many.
And the thing is, modders have made it possible to where.
Well, I'm
you
not.
can-
I mean, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, you can get
Yeah.
shaders now and like graphic mods that will change it to the point where like it is not Minecraft anymore. This is a completely different game.
Yeah. The earliest mods back before the modders, like the modding community got really, really huge.
Yeah.
Were all graphical mods, because basically what you would do is you would just go into the mod would go into the game files and it would replace this with another texture. So
Sure.
the default, pixels in the game were like 4x4 or whatever, and you could replace that with like fucking 1024 by 1024. And back in the day, that shit would wreck your computer if you were, you can, even today,
You can still do that.
they have fully ray traced Minecraft.
Oh yeah,
And-
no, Minecraft themselves are like they don't
Yeah.
have it on the Java edition, which is the one
Right.
that most people play on. Like
Yeah.
like more than half of the player base plays on,
Yeah.
which is only PC. They don't do that. But with like the Nintendo phone, Xbox, PlayStation, all of those, like that version, you can get RTX, you can get all kinds of shaders, you can get like 3D depth blocks. So you could like see the depth in certain blocks. Like you could see the like actual diamonds poking out of the block,
Yeah.
which was insane.
Yeah.
But a lot of people couldn't run that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have like about $1,000 graphics card to be able to run ray trace Minecraft.
Holy crap!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's nuts.
It's wild.
The level that you can get Minecraft.
Like I
to.
mean, on Java you can
but it's modded, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just people modded it to add ray tracing.
like you can get ray tracing, but it isn't actually made by the Mojang, which is the people that are like working on
Yeah.
Minecraft
Yeah.
now. One thing that I loved about the Minecraft movie at the very, very beginning, before the movie even started, was the fact that you got to see the world loading screen.
yes, I love
Of the
that
like
too.
little pixelated version of it. Like,
I heard you geeking out over there about it when it
I
started.
was like,
up.
oh my god, no way.
Me and Dylan were like kicking our feet, like
Oh,
and
yeah.
clapping, like because that's how when you generate a Minecraft world, you actually get to see that little.
Yeah,
thing where
it shows
starts
you
to-
how it's generating it. It looks
Oh, that's
it's so
cool.
just like really cool to the point where like I'm so glad they did that.
Me too. If only the rest of the movie had followed suit and
Oh, yeah.
been that awesome.
I also liked how they did
Yes, that's what we
the
do.
Mojang logo, like the little red background with the white little Minecraft characters moving across of it. I thought that was amazing because
Yeah.
they do that with all of their so they do this thing called Minecraft Live, which is where they announce. It's kind of like Nintendo's new thing where they'll just announce new stuff they're doing to the game, and that's always the little thing that they'll put in front of each new thing. So it's like a little Mojang.
I also like how when they spawned in, this is everyone's first experience with Minecraft. It goes how theirs went, right? They come in and they're like, "Man, this place is kind of weird, but I think I might like it." And then like the sun goes down, and then they're like, "Oh fuck!" And then and they all react like everybody who's ever played Minecraft. You're just like fuck, and we're fucking skeletons, and everyone does what they did. You fucking dig up a bunch of dirt and build a little makeshift bullshit house out of it, and wait for the sun to come up.
Yep.
So it was a good little nod to the like. I do like how they were very meta about it too, though. Like how she was like, "That was very sudden." Just like how quickly the sun went down.
Yeah, because the day night cycle is about 35 minutes.
My
Damn.
My favorite thing that I know they couldn't have incorporated into the movie, but I still love about Minecraft videos is the fact that, each day is like 20 to 40 minutes. So there's these people that'll do like 100 days of Minecraft, which is like 44 hours
Yeah.
of real life time. And they'll do an entire like 3-hour long video of them just playing like a specific mod pack or them playing through Minecraft for the first time. And they're trying to learn how to play and not die. Because most of the time people are doing it on hardcore. And they're trying to learn how to play the game for the first time. It's great.
I will take your word for it.
It's fantastic. I'd recommend watching at least, like, not even half of it. It's fun for a little bit, and then it gets overused because once one person did it and got popular, everyone now does it. And now it's kind of just like an overused...
It's definitely a trend now.
Yeah, now it's just an overused thing in Minecraft that everyone kind of just hates. Because this one guy who started it, his name is Luke the Notable.
Okay.
I'm familiar.
He does things of note, I assume. Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay. You were very, matter of fact to that. I was like, hold up.
I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised. He does it with, he did it with other games before Minecraft, and then he did it with Minecraft, and then it got huge.
But I will say, the watching people play video games is definitely more of your generation compared to our generation. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Even Jazz does it. I can't.
Yeah,
it's one of those things, I would just rather fucking play the game.
All that let's play bullshit, I'm just like, no. I hate this. I hate this a lot. So when I was a kid, you'd have you would have only 2 controller ports on the game console.
Mm-hmm.
And most games that were more than one player, it was you don't get to play at the same time.
Mm-hmm. You take turns.
You had to take turns, like Super Mario Brothers. Mm-hmm. Somebody was Mario, somebody was Luigi. And if the person who was playing as Mario was doing really well, you had to go make a sandwich because you had to wait for them to die.
Yep.
And yeah, man, I think because of that, being kind of our introduction to video games, the part where you had to watch the other person play was awful. And so that has carried over into our psyche, collectively.
That's fair. Yeah.
I will watch Co-Carnage review a game or play a game, but I'm really watching it to see what he thinks about it. Just because, I really kind of agree with that guy on a lot of video games, and I like his stuff. But he's very matter-of-factly. I can't watch, what's the guy that everybody thinks is, handsome as fuck? He does a lot of reaction videos to games and, yells a lot and shit.
Oh, is that I think Jazz watches him all the damn time.
Probably.
Yells a lot and reacts to videos.
He overreacts to shit in all.
Sam Jackson.
No.
I know. I think I know who you're.
He looks like he's probably half Asian.
Yeah. Half. God, what is his damn
I
name?
have no clue.
He's incredibly popular.
Yeah, he is.
But
he plays a lot of horror games.
Yeah, he plays a lot of horror games.
The guy that Jazz has been watching.
Yeah, that guy. Well, not that one, but it's another dude like him.
Okay,
He's super popular.
He is.
But yeah, I absolutely hate his videos. If somebody puts them on, I will walk out of the room. Yeah, I cannot stand his
I usually
videos.
play video games while Jazz is watching that.
Yeah, see.
Because he gets very obnoxiously loud.
He plays horror games and he Will Ferrell try hard overreacts to everything.
Have I put him on?
No, I'd have been like, why do you like this?
Okay, well then.
Yeah,
I got it.
I'll show him to you when we're off. I can't remember his name.
I can't think of his name though, but
I can't think of it either.
Yeah, I know a lot of.
I'll see if I can find it, but
I'm trying to think of anybody, but I don't know.
But all his videos are they're so obnoxious. We're thing will pop out and he'll yell just louder than I'm willing to yell in this room, and that's the whole video.
Okay.
But yeah. So are we ready to score this thing?
I'm down.
All right, Oz, I'm gonna let you go first again.
Okay.
I don't want to put James on the spot, and I mean Ace. I
don't know what I'd say.
Ace
I don't know.
Needs some time to formulate.
No, so what we're doing is we're scoring the movie.
Oh, scoring the movie.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I already got a score.
And again, like I said at the beginning, I had a lot more fun in this movie than I really was expecting. I was able to shut my brain off for most of it. It was still very dumb.
Yeah.
There were a few moments I really enjoyed, but most part it was just torturing Ace and giggling every now and then.
Yeah.
And definitely a lot of face palming.
Yeah.
So
The amount of times I saw you.
I'm going to have to score this one. I'm gonna give it a 5.
I love what we've done to you,
That's higher than I was gonna go.
James. You're up next. Buddy.
I thought it was great, in a way. There was some parts that I really enjoyed that brought the game to life. The iron golems, them making an army of iron golems. one that we didn't touch on was the Swift Boots one.
Yeah, that I'm sitting there thinking
That's not
back in my day, you gave them pumpkins.
Yeah, that's what they did.
And like I missed them turning this thing into Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
And Dylan was like, "Oh, he gave him the Swift boots." I was like, "Is that a thing now?" And Dylan was like, "I don't think so." And then I verified with James that is in fact not a thing. They just made that shit up.
And I mean, it looked cool.
It did. Yeah.
But I enjoyed some parts, like the gas chase. That was enough of that. But some things like I enjoyed about that they brought into the game were amazing. I think they did most of the stuff in the game really well. The story itself was kind of meh. But I was going to go like 4. Because, yeah.
I mean, you are kind of the subject matter expert in this scenario.
Yeah, you know more about this even more than I do. So that's
yeah.
that's really saying something, you know. Yeah, what can I say about the Minecraft movie?
This is the quietest you've ever been for any.
That is fair. Oh my! I have noticed that you have actually been very quiet.
The
in this
thing
one.
is, I did some research when like I was told to like come on to this thing. I was like, okay, I've never watched or listened to any of this, so I'm gonna go. Markiplier.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yo, wait, I grew up with him.
I mean,
I get what you mean. He's loud and annoying. But
yeah.
Sorry.
Nowadays he's not really, but I like looked on the channel and I was like, okay, I can get a feel of this because like I watch a lot of podcasts. I don't know, I just do that, so I kind of have a feel of it.
So he definitely got like he did some research before doing that.
Listen, I was told I was coming on. I did wait until the last second as of yesterday.
I mean, that happens to a lot. Honestly, that's us.
You can't prep too early because then you'll forget.
Yeah. So keep it fresh on your brain. That's usually why we do reviews right after we watch the movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I realized that I haven't said anything positive about the movie. So
And you don't have to.
There's not much to say.
We didn't say anything positive about Howard the Duck.
We mentioned the duck titties, right?
That's not a positive.
That's not a positive, dog.
Yeah, guys, that's not a positive. Yeah, I think the one time where I did chuckle was at the end when the old pig lady kept trying to stab Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
Let me get you. Let me get you.
I don't even have a knife.
Yeah. For realsies this time, but no. I think that this movie. No, that's not true. I was gonna say I think this movie has a lot of ideas, but it doesn't.
A lot of ideas that failed, I'd say.
I think this movie certainly simply wanted to capture the audience of the biggest selling video game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you're a Hollywood Studios that's aware that right now in the cultural zeitgeist, video games being marketed as movies or TV shows is a hot commodity right now, then this is what you do. Why not take Minecraft and make it into a movie? That I think is actually a really good concept. It makes sense in terms of making money and it makes sense for the fan base as well to want a Minecraft movie.
And they definitely made money this past weekend.
Yeah.
I think that where they messed up at was not making a Minecraft movie entirely a Minecraft movie. This is a human movie with Minecraft elements in it.
That's fair.
It had 162 million opening weekend.
Oh wow.
For a world, and that's domestic for a worldwide 313 million.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made money.
But I think we're gonna see a huge drop for second weekend.
Yeah. I think that this movie just I can speak as a casual. I don't think that that is for casuals, but admittedly, I don't really see why a casual would go see this. Someone who's not a fan of Minecraft would go see this, unless they too have a Squire in a podcast and there's this whole conglomerate thing going on. But that's a very small demographic, I'm sure.
That might be Army of One.
But But for those who do enjoy Minecraft, who really enjoy it, apparently they think it's like a 4 out of 10. And so like even then I have to wonder. Matter of fact, I can go ahead and ask the audience right now: would you go see a sequel to this movie?
For the funsies, I don't know.
If they put the Ender Dragon in the trailer, I mean, that'd probably get you there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's probably the
same cast. They put the Ender Dragon thing in the trailer. You're still down to go see it in theater.
maybe.
It might be a Plex watch for
I
me.
don't
More than likely, what'll happen is like if we go, he's going.
You see, it's more of I don't speak for everyone because a lot of my friends said the movie was great, and I disagree.
Yeah, you can get better friends. It's cool.
That's wild. It's more I don't really know much about what makes a movie good, but I know this movie wasn't.
Well,
I
and
just have
again,
to know what you like.
I hope
Yeah.
that's one of the clips that it picks out
yeah.
for the YouTube shortcut.
So
That's great.
something that I have been ruined on and also mildly thankful for because of being on this show is I used to love everything I watched. Every single thing.
Yeah.
Since I have been broken to my core by these two individuals, mostly this one, but I have had a higher level of standard of my entertainment, and I am better for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got red
So,
pill.
but ultimately, it's what you enjoy, and that, like, also listeners, I'm sure you like y'all are very much like the cast up here. You probably need better levels of entertainment. So,
Superhero Homie Commandment, like what you like.
exactly, like what you like.
When I woke up from the Captain America movie and I saw the main big bad, and I was just like, "Who's that guy?" And they're like,
Old Greg.
And then
Oh,
Caleb was
Greg.
like, "It's the big bad. He's the like bad guy of the movie." And I was like, "Yeah, I get that, but who is he?"
It's like, well...
Have you not been watching the movie?
Yeah, did
no,
you not
I
watch
have
the movie?
not.
No, I have not. Okay. Hey, don't feel bad. I slept through Rogue One the first time that I went to go see it, and I didn't
I almost
actually...
fell asleep during Dune 2, not because it wasn't good, but the pacing
I need to
was
watch
very
the-
slow at points.
Also, Dune 2 has a baseline like sound that goes throughout the entire film. Like the sound design is perfect, and so like it kind of like will rock you to sleep if you let it.
Yeah. I did doze off a handful of times. Like, oh, wake up! We got to review this later.
Can't sleep now.
But yeah, I give this a 3 out of 10.
Ooh.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, so I always have to kind of go back to like what I have scored previously and try to align it a little bit with that. And the range, if anyone is wondering, is from Dune 1984, which I gave a 1 to the first episode of Born Again, which I granted my one and only 10 on the podcast. In my head, I had a 3.5, but I will say that that's what I gave the last season of Umbrella Academy. And I like Umbrella Academy, and I also like Minecraft. But the difference is, after watching this movie, I still like Minecraft.
It did not ruin the fandom for you.
It didn't ruin it for me, whereas I think if I ever tried to watch another second of an Umbrella Academy, I think the contents of the last season, and particularly the last episode, would flood back into my psyche where I have done everything possible
Very much
to
Game of
remove
Thrones,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm in recovery because I did watch Game of Thrones right before House of the Dragon Season 2 came out. I watched all of it. Like, I watched everything.
7 and 8?
And I even said, I was like, at the end of Season 6, I'm just going to
Cut it
off and imagine my own ending. But I didn't stick to that. I was like, I kind of want to see the wagon scene, you know, like where they're bringing the stuff back. And I watched it all, and it was all of Season 7 and all of Season 8 was still stupid for the most part. But I didn't hate it as much as I did, you know. But you got to think, it's been like a long-ass time since that went off the air. Like,
yeah.
I had time to sort of... I will never watch the last season of Umbrella Academy again. And if I did, it wouldn't be any less terrible. So I am going to give this a 3.7. All of that being said, because it is not a good movie. I feel bad for liking a lot of the parts that I liked. The direct Minecraft references were incredible. Like, several of them I really enjoyed. If you do not like Minecraft and have never played it, there is no possible way you will like this movie.
That is very fair.
If you have played it, there's still like a 70% chance you're not going to like this movie.
Yeah.
So, I can't recommend that anybody rush out to go see it. But I agree with you as well. If there is a person speaking, the movie is bad. Basically, things happen.
I guess
Things happen that are not awful. But yeah, pretty much if it involves like a human character or anything like that, it falls flat really badly. So there you have it.
Yeah, I was in a similar funk back in like 2023. Like, it was somewhere between the Marvels and Madam Web, where I was like, maybe I should stop podcasting. So this too shall pass.
Oh man, Dr. Doom from Fantastic 494 is a Minecraft villager. Which is like, he's like,
Oh my god! Yeah, you haven't seen. So I'll tell you about it off air.
they didn't dub his sound over, and he's trying to talk through a mask. So
it's
the
very
whole
bad.
movie.
Yeah.
Which I on the side note before we close up here, I cannot wait until we have finally reviewed all of the previous Fantastic Four movies, because then I want to rank all of your favorite characters from the franchise. Like, who's your favorite Doom? Who's been your favorite Reed? Your favorite Johnny? Your favorite Ben? Sue? I'll go ahead and say this, man. I think my favorite Doom is from Doom 94.
I think everyone who watched Doom 94, Fantastic Four 94, yeah.
He was definitely the highlight of the movie.
Oh
Yeah.
I loved it a lot.
Oh,
There's a scene where he's talking about his like evil plan or whatever, and he just
He does that.
He just does that.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then he tells them they have 12 hours.
Yeah, he
He
draws
writes
it.
it in the
And
air.
he does it backwards, so like it'll show up
Okay.
in their 1994 Skype call that they're having. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I think I have crafted all the mines that one can craft in an evening.
Yeah.
And this has been an experience unlike any other. James, I am so glad that you could be here tonight, to provide your expertise on this thing that I know less than nothing about.
Yeah, you did amazing, by the way.
Hey, hopefully you've been
did.
educated
I have been.
on absolutely nothing.
He now knows how to cook a chicken with lava.
Best part about the game right there.
It has been tremendous having you on, and
Yes.
hopefully, if you're on again, it can be under much better circumstances.
I've been doing it for years. It hasn't been gotten much better.
Yikes. I don't know any other movie that's coming out that I would for.
I've run the gamut. I've been on Infinity War and Endgame,
That's right.
and
I got left out of those.
I've used my
Yes, I did.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Yikes.
I got left out. I don't want to hear it.
Doomsday comes out next year.
Yeah. I've used my chip to get out of Batman Ninja 2.
God,
I have had some positive experiences, and then on the other side of that, I've reviewed the '84 Doom. I have had to sit through Cool World, so
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I've gone through it too. It's like one of my first episodes, I believe, was Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Then we did some Star Wars episodes.
Mando, yeah.
Then we did
Green Lantern.
yeah.
Wow, yep. That was before I was a co-host.
Yeah, well, why'd you have to bring that up, dog?
My bad.
Our horror movie ranking was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've had some great ones. It's just
Our
honestly
Christmas movie rankings as well.
Oh yeah, the Christmas movie. That was a good one. However, the moment Howard the Duck entered my life, that is the downfall of my experiences on this show.
I tell you what, to assure that you have a positive experience, he should come on for the Perfect Tens episode.
Oh, remind me what that is.
So we were gonna do an episode about like what we consider to be like the elements of a perfect 10.
Okay.
And then like some examples of what we think is a perfect 10.
Yeah, we're talking about movies, not women this time.
Yeah. But
okay.
But yeah, movies, or I would say like a TV show also.
Sure.
If that qualifies for you, then yeah, so that could only be good exclusively.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's gonna be the episode where I pull a tricky on y'all, and then we just review something horrible.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And this is when we have time to do this,
right?
Because our content slate at this point is,
of course, it is full.
We put out 4 episodes, like what, last week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, we recorded 4 episodes last week.
Yep.
That must have been great.
We did
I'm still tired.
We did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We did our episode. Was it 2 episodes of Born Again that week?
2 episodes of Born Again.
2 episodes of Born Again. Andor.
It was either Andor or Fantastic Four.
I think we did all 4 of those in one week.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
And I was on 2 of those.
You know what I have to do now?
What's that?
Use the restroom.
I figured.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess.
Well, take us home.
Yeah. Well, homies, that's gonna be all for now. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this. We're about to see how fast on the pickup young James here is.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Y'all better have me on again.
But that's going to be all for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review way more than I enjoyed this movie. That's going to be all for now. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.
I'm Superhero Homie Oz.
I guess I'm a superhero homie now. Right?
To be determined.
To be determined.
We'll get
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.